Hi, everyone, and welcome to Euphoria, the studio that spotlights diverse talent and marginalized voices from across the European TTRPG scene. My name is JC Darcy. I use they, them pronouns. I'm one of the co-founders here at Euphoria. I am a white femme-presenting person with longish brown hair and big round green glasses. I'm wearing a blue check shirt over a white vest. I'm beyond excited because today I get to play a game of Ash's Ridge, the newest game from Montford Tales. It is a GM-less game where myself and my friends here will create and narrate an episode of a supernatural TV show, something along the lines of The X-Files or Twin Peaks. I'm going to ask everyone to introduce themselves, give you their name, their pronouns, add a brief visual description, and then I'll explain a little bit more about what we're going to be doing today. Chira, could I start with you, please?
Hi, I'm Chirag Ghaznani. Pronouns are he, him. I'm a male presenting Indian, British Indian man in a navy shirt with black hair. And I'm very excited to be on an Euphoria project and get to be in the writer's room of Ash's Ridge. Woo.
The crowd goes mild.
Boo crowd.
Boo crowd, get hype. Penny, hi, how are you tonight?
Hi, I'm Penny Blake. I'm a Romani, gender fluid, disabled TTRPG person who does editing, sensitivity reading, game design, stuff like that. Mostly hangs around on Blue Sky annoying people. I've got dreadlocks in sort of autumn colours with gold rings in them, wearing a purple and black sleeveless hooded dress. And just super excited to be here and play today.
Fantastic. And finally, Flavia.
Hello, everyone. My name is Flavia Ramalho. I'm a Brazilian TTRPG player, and I'm very happy to be here with you. I have medium hair, dark brown hair, and half of it is blue. And I'm wearing all black today, and with glasses and orange lipstick.
Very nice. Very colorful.
Yes.
So we are here to play Ash's Ridge. We have been kindly sponsored by Rory at Montford Tales to get a sneak peek of this game and show you how it's done, basically. We're going to be playing from the Quickstart, which is available now, but we've added a little bit of our own flair. We've written our own logline, which is the starting point of any game of Ash's Ridge. It's a short synopsis of the show that we're going to be creating with some references to the events, the people, the dramas that might unfold. Our logline that we put together reads like this. A man is released from prison after serving 12 years for a murder he didn't commit. Hikers report spotting a lone figure wandering near Promise Falls in the dead of night. Strange lights are seen in the grounds of the big house. The stone statue of John Asher has gone missing from the Asher Memorial. We've also chosen a character each to guide through the episode. Some of us have chosen the existing Quickstart characters, and some of us have adapted them slightly, and some of us have come up with characters all of their own. Because this is a GM-less game, we're all going to be able to make suggestions to each other and add on to scenes, things that our characters can do. We can introduce background characters as we wish, but these four are our immediate conduit into the world of Ash's Ridge. Our goal here is going to be to guide you through the rules a little bit, show you how a game of Ash's Ridge typically plays out, but most importantly, we're going to have a hell of a good time crafting a scary supernatural story together, because that's what it's all about. So the next thing you will hear from us will be our cold open, the smattering of scenes that sets the tone, creates some atmosphere, and perhaps gives away a couple of the secrets about the themes of the episode that we're going to create. And then after that, we each get to do an introductory scene for our character, a little bit of slice of life, show you what their daily routines would be like, and the kind of person that they are. We start with a long shot of the Lake District on a glorious summer's day. The camera swoops like a bird down towards the trees and the hills beneath. The sheep are grazing, the lakes shimmer beautifully in the sun, and there are throngs of people everywhere, taking in all the activity and the relaxation that this beautiful part of England has to offer. As our flight approaches the small town of Ashes Ridge, we draw close to the mountain that bears its founder's name, and the waterfall that cascades down its side. And suddenly, the camera drops, when we fall hundreds of feet in a few heart-pounding seconds. Our viewpoint tumbles, all of the sound is overcome by the roaring, falling water, until there is a tremendous splash. The silence bubbles up, and the dark water obscures our view.
The camera shot shows some kind of creature's point of view, traveling through a dense, overgrown garden in twilight. We move, seeing through the eyes of this creature, through the undergrowth, approaching a large mansion house whose windows are lit. The camera view travels up to a kitchen window, and we peer in as if through the eyes of this watcher into a domestic scene of a woman and a younger man washing up, putting dishes away. They're not aware of our presence yet.
We see as the lights start to dim, as night starts to fall, as night's falling, stars are coming up, as everyone is celebrating around the great memorial to the statue of John Asher, the founder. There's a flash of light from somewhere. There's some strange light, like we can see in the distance. One person slumps over, like a very tired, looks probably quite drunk, leans next to the foot of the statue, looking at the light in the distance, and like rubs his eyes. And when he looks up, there's no statue behind him, just the base where it once stood. And he stumbles and drops the bottle, which shatters, and the dark liquid spills at the bottom, looking in this light almost like blood.
We see like a drone camera passing through a landscape of woods, very greenery place, and we go into these different woods, and we see different paths and trails going different places, and we also see some houses, sparse, very little ones, next to the outer skirt of the woods. And as the camera goes through those houses, we fade into the dark through the unknown of the forest.
It's early morning. Sun's rising. Sitting, one person sitting on his bed as the light coming in. Looks like he hasn't slept, as the light from his phone is like illuminating the tired eyes of a young man who's like in overalls, but just like deeply doom scrolling as he's like going through his phone. We can see what he's looking at on the screen next to him. You can see he's looking Instagram photos of happy people, very successful people, very well people. You can see he's like, oh, living my best life, and like, I'm so happy with my second child. All these, I'm all about that, doing the big grind, and just like all these like very happy people. He stops at one person's photo. Someone someone whose Instagram handle is Ellie, and she's with woods, in the woods, patting some deer, looking incredibly happy, and like the guy is just like looking like shaking, it's like, and then accidentally taps a light, and like, oh no, and he's like scrambling with his phone. I'm like, oh god, as he's going, and then he hears a shout from down, nephew, hurry up, we got job to do. And he's like, uncle, coming. Gets up, and you can see he has a exterminator vest on his overalls as he's reluctantly going down for another boring, drudgery day of work as he heads up, putting his phone away.
In those same woods, we see a log cabin that looks kind of abandoned. Looks really beat up, and a lot of dust around the porch. And we only know it's not abandoned because we see a little bit of smoke coming through the chimney. And inside we see a place barely put together, with lots of boxes closed around the house, and we see a mattress with no bed. It looks very like someone just moved here. Very disorganized still. But we see a young woman with dark brown hair. She's wearing a red shirt and white trousers, and she's sitting on her bed and looking at a box in her bed next to her, and it's written in the box. You can see it written, Lucille Frost. Just that. And she's looking through her phone, and she sends a message to Ellie, her best friend, saying, today I'm going to Promise Falls to meet up someone to send that package Lucille Frost told me to send. But I'm already warning you. If no one shows up, I'm throwing this package in the water. I don't want anything to do with this. And she sends this angry message. And she grabs her bag, grabs her banana, and she's just tired. And the day is only just starting, and she's already tired because she knows she has a lot of messages to deliver today. So it's going to be a busy one. But first, she's very happy because she can always have her friend to feed the horses. So that makes her day a little bit better. So she heads to Zappy's house before going her way to work.
Snake Mary, or Zappy for short, we see her. First of all, the camera shows a muddy field with two horses grazing in it. And it pans across the field to show a very sad and dilapidated looking Vardo, or wooden living wagon, which is obviously being restored. It has a tarpaulin over the roof. It has definitely seen better days, but there's some new woodwork there that's obviously been recently nailed into place. And beside the Vardo is a single sleeper pop-up tent that looks quite cheap and like it might blow away in a strong storm. But there it is, and there's some work tools scattered around. And stomping across the field on the phone is Zappy. Zappy has long green hair and a long tiered skirt, which you might expect a traditional Romany person to perhaps be wearing. But over the top, they are wearing a band t-shirt and a checked purple shirt. And they have a declo or bandana tied over their hair as well, and that's red. And they're on the phone talking in a grumpy sort of voice. Yes, Gran, I'm fine. No, Gran, I haven't seen any ghosts. No, yes, I went to church. There is a church here, yes. No, they don't give out holy water bottles. No, that's not necessary. Oh, Gran, oh, my friend's here. Gotta go. They put the phone back into their jacket and wave enthusiastically across the field as they see Lily approaching to help them feed their 2 horses.
Good morning, Zappy. How's your day been? How's your day been?
Oh, well, wet. It did rain last night. I know.
Yeah.
Ellie told me that tent was gonna leak, and yeah, she was right. Because she's always right.
Oh, do you need some help fixing it? Maybe you can call Jack, you know?
Do you know what? You'll be late for work. Let's just leave it and feed Tinkerbell and Bo, shall we? I got the straw here, look. So I got the hay. Let's go. And she hands you a rope hay bag, one for you, and we can toddle over and start feeding the horses if you like.
Yeah. So let's go.
Fantastic. Tinkerbell and Bo, beautiful. I love them already. Protect them at all costs. So yeah, and then I think about the same time that all of this is happening, we'll cut across to the other side of the Lake District, and we just see a phone peeking out of the back pocket of a pair of well-worn, comfy jeans, and the notifications are just coming through thick and fast, like on a steady zzz, 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 zzz. And somebody across the room shouts, "Ellie, will you turn that thing off?" And you just see a hand scramble to pull it out and start, like the camera follows it up as this young girl, sort of 19, 20, straight blonde hair pulled into a really messy bun. She's wearing leggings and really sturdy walking boots. And you see she's wearing like a bright orange t-shirt, and across the front, as we pull around to watch the phone begin to be like sort of tapped frantically, trying to turn it off and silence all these vibrations. Her t-shirt says Ultimate Trails, in like really garish yellow letters. And this is Ellie Wilson. She is a camp leader for Ultimate Trails, and you see her standing in the offices at the beginning of a day. You can see like just frantic activity going on behind her. Maps of the UK with like these garish yellow pin dots in them showing locations of Ultimate Trails all around the country. Hiking maps of the area, notices about activities and guests lists and arrivals. And then there's Ellie standing in this room with a group of other similarly dressed people and a very stern looking man wearing not quite a full business suit. If you're wearing a business suit and you take a couple layers off just to look casual, look like one of the cool bosses. This is Mr. Knightley, the boss. And as she puts the phone back in her pocket and again sort of settles into paying rapt attention to this very important thing that Mr. Knightley is saying, he resumes and is talking about diligence and care, and campus safety is number one priority. And you just see as she kind of starts glazing, her eyes start glazing over, not listening anymore. The camera pans to one side to this notice board that we had originally seen behind her, focuses in, zooms in to one single notice, fills the entire screen, and it just says Sunset Hikes cancelled until further notice, as the activity carries on around them. So, having met all of our characters, we now know who they all are and some of their connections to one another. We get to dive into this 3-act structure that Ashes Ridge has. In each act, there is this wonderful flowchart. We're going to show something paranormal happening somewhere in Ashes Ridge. I'm going to throw to one of you 3, so heads up, it's coming your way. A little spooky scene, a little scary scene after all that normality to show that something is not quite right here under the surface. And then we're going to move across to our playboard where we have Scrabble tiles, one of the most exciting mechanics I've had introduced in a game in a long time. We're going to draw some tiles, put together a word, and then play out a scene using whichever characters we choose where we utilize that word in some way. Somebody must say this word in the scene, whether they are in front of this place or using this item or just mentioned it offhandedly, it is a prompt for us to begin our storytelling and focus the scene around this word. We're going to do that a couple of times. We're going to show some more paranormal stuff happening. We're going to form another scene. We're going to introduce background characters, antagonists, protagonists, and we're going to see where the story takes us. And then when we've done that 3 times, we're going to get to do what's called an escalation. This is right before the commercial break where all the tension reaches a head, something risky, something interesting happens, and there will be some impact that will be felt across the rest of the episode. Something will change. And then we do that 3 times, and that is our episode. We may end on a nice, neat denouement and tidy everything up with a neat, tidy bow, or maybe not. We'll see how it goes. So has anybody got a paranormal idea they would like to share? Some hint of what might be going on with this newly released prisoner, a missing statue, we've got strange lights in the sky, and we've got figures lurking through the woods. What quick image or scene would anybody like to throw at the camera before we delve back into scenes?
It's dead of night. The 2 horses are in the fields, huddled together by the woodland boundary. A rustle is heard in the forest. The horses whinny, and there's a camera close-up shot of their frightened and terrified-looking eyes as one of them rears up as if it's being attacked by something. But the camera pans around, and there's nothing there. Obviously, the horses are sensing something that may not be visible to the audience or the human eye.
I was just so scared for the horses.
Lines and Veils check, are we okay with the horses being scared?
Yeah,
and Penny,
okay.
are the horses okay? Have they got plot
I'm not
armor?
going to hurt my babies. I'm not going to hurt
Thank
my
God,
babies.
thank God.
I just thought suddenly, oh, maybe they can sense something that
Yes,
humans can't. But if that's not okay, Lines and Veils,
No, that's okay.
We come across to our Scrabble tiles. We've already got 4 laid out, and because this is the first time we're drawing tiles, I'm going to go first because I have control of the conch, and I am going to draw 3 cards. So we have an H, an E, O, L, S, A, and G. And from those letters, we are going to try and put together a word that is at least 3 letters, and it must be a noun, verb, adjective, or adverb. So it cannot be a proper noun, it cannot be a name, it cannot be a place.
Unfortunately, we don't have horse.
I know, such a shame. We nearly did. When that H came out, I thought, oh heck, here we go.
Yeah.
We're 1 letter away, so it could still happen.
It could happen.
We have loose.
We have lose.
We have gas,
Gas. Hole.
sail,
Beware the spooky sail.
We have Leo.
Yeah.
Leo.
we have slashed our prices and other things.
Does anybody have a favorite of the ones that we have come up with so far?
Gas is a nice simple one because like gas could be
Yeah.
anything. Gas could be, it seems normal, but that's not normal gas.
Let's go with gas. I like that a lot. So now we have our list of active locations. We pull these from a deck of cards that we've put together before we started playing. We've got 4 which have been defined by our log line and 1 that has just come out of the deck randomly. So on offer currently, we have the Big House, Promise Falls, the Asher Memorial, the Woods, and Historical Records and Curiosities. So of all of those, which one jumps out at me? I actually think it needs to be Historical Records and Curiosities. And so I will set you the scene. Historical Records and Curiosities is a little shop on the high street. It's off of a picture postcard. It's windows full of old maps, historical paraphernalia, Lots of trinkets and souvenirs and things to do with Ashes Ridge, the history of the place, the founding of the place. And there are shelves and shelves of research that you could do here, old newspapers, ledgers, books that are so rare that it can't be found in the library. And I think our camera is just moving along the main street of Ashes Ridge during this busy sunny day, weaving in between tourists eating ice cream and walkers fueling up on mint cake before they tackle one of the mountains. And we peel off and we head to the door, and it has one of those bells that tinkles as you open the door, obviously. And as we enter inside, it's actually quite a dark and gloomy place compared to the bright sunshine of outdoors. The windows are grimy and mostly covered over with curtains. And when we enter, there are only two people inside. I'm going to say that one of the people is Albert Greenwatch, who is the gentleman who owns and runs this building. He's an elderly man. I think normally when you enter the shop, you would see him at his little desk in the corner, and he has one of those old-fashioned lamps that is made to look like a gas lamp, but is actually an electronic lamp. And he spends most of his days there sort of huddled over old tomes and reading and telling people stories, whoever will listen. But right now, he's not sat at that desk. He is walking around the room as fast as he can. He's quite animated. He walks with a cane and he's leaning on it quite heavily, but he seems quite agitated. And he's saying, what do you mean? This can't possibly have happened. This has never happened in the history of Ashes Ridge. And I'd love for somebody to jump in and tell me who that other character is that they are talking to and what it is that they have said to get him so animated.
Does it need to be a protagonist who pops in, or can it be any character?
Anybody you want.
I think the person that makes the most sense, I just need to find their name. Sergeant Neil Barron, a man in his late 40s, early 50s, very shrewd-looking police officer, looks at the old man, says, I don't know if it's ever happened before, but it's happened now. The statue of John Asher has been taken. It's completely vanished.
No, you must be mistaken. It's solid stone. It's 12 foot high. It can't have just vanished.
Well, you can see with your own eyes that it has vanished. It has completely disappeared. And I was hoping that you'd be able to know anything about why it might have gone.
Oh, of course not. Vandals. It must be vandals playing a trick on you, or they've pulled it away somewhere, or smashed it to pieces. That sounds like an awful thing to happen, but...
Whoa. If you say it may just be vandals, the question I'm asking is because we found this at the scene, and he shows a business card for curiosities.
Well, that's one of mine, but many people in the town have those. You can't seriously think I had anything to do with this. And he steadies himself on a desk with one hand and tries to kind of brandish his cane up in the air, not me.
Well, perhaps, maybe that could be the case, but perhaps this could be any reason why I may have been gone. Is there anyone else who works here that you might suspect? Have you had any new employees, perhaps?
Oh, well, yes, there was that Zachariah fellow. He's been working here part-time, but I surely don't think he would have had anything to do with it.
Zachariah. He stops for a moment. Says Zachariah Watts?
Yes, the one and the same, yes.
Isn't he the one who recently escaped from recently released from prison?
Released, indeed. Time served for a murder that he did not commit. No escape. He's a fine man, doesn't talk much, but hard worker, seems to care about Ashes Ridge. I do not think it had anything to do with him, and I think you're profiling, Sergeant, if I may say so.
I've seen a lot of things. Prison changes a person, and maybe he's concerned. Maybe more people don't come here very often. Maybe they don't have an interest in history. If the statue went away, people would want to learn more about it.
Poppycock. Plenty of people are interested in history. plenty of people are interested in history. The continued existence of my shop is proof. And he seems quite proud when he says that, a little smile on his face.
Sergeant like goes over to one of the shelves and just like runs a finger to it and sees how dusty it is. It's like, yes, this is very bustling shop, indeed.
I haven't fully trained Zachariah on all of the cleaning tasks that need to be done, so that I can focus on the real work.
I see. Well, when you see Zachariah, could you perhaps let him know that we'd like to have a word? We'd like to have a word. Perhaps he knows something. Otherwise, and if you learn anything, it would be very helpful to the town.
Of course. I will tell him to come and have a word with you as soon as he clocks in for his shift.
He turns, leaves. Do we need to introduce something supernatural in every, or like a hint of supernatural in every scene?
You can, absolutely. The way that the flowchart of each act works is that you do it before each new thread, but
Sure.
please throw in all the details that you would like.
Oh, if I don't need to, then I won't need to. I just want to double check that if I require to. Because I could add something here in this kind of thing. I guess these, yeah. As he's leaving, the camera shifts, almost like something is watching through a back door of the curiosity shop, like in the back room or the storeroom. Something is watching. It's that same viewpoint we saw earlier, the one watching the young man and the woman in the big house. That same view, just watching as the police officer leaves and shuts the door. And that's all I got for the scene, unless you want to add anything, or anyone wants to add anything. That's my proposal to the writer's room.
So, with one scene down, it's somebody else's turn to draw some letters. Who would like to be in charge of the next scene?
I can go next.
Cool. Excellent. Let me draw you some letters. So to our H-E-O-L, we are going to add a T and an F. And we have our G, A, and S from gas already on the table. So what we're really ideally looking to do is build another word around the words that we already have. Because if we can't, and if we have to do a separate one, then that's called getting sidetracked. And we would draw some more letters. We would put a word to the side of this, and it actually wouldn't have anything to do with the main supernatural plot. It's like B plot. It's like red herrings, things that don't ultimately pay off in revealing the mystery. But I think with those letters, I think we've got some really good potential words.
Yeah. We've got shot, we have fate, we have lose, we have goal. So many.
Shoe.
Shoe is there?
Lost.
Oh, yeah.
What Penny said, I didn't hear.
Lost.
Lost?
Golf, if you're that way inclined.
Salt?
Yeah.
I think I like Lost.
Lost is pretty good. Let me move these down a bit. And then we go L-O-S-T for Lost. Okay.
And now I need to choose a location.
Yes, one of our active locations.
Yes, I'm going to choose the 7 of Diamonds, Promise Falls.
Nice. Yes, you foreshadowed that one so excellently before. That makes perfect sense.
Yes. So our scene starts with Lily, my character, which I didn't give the name before in the introduction scene. So Lily Smith is my character. And we start the scene seeing the different bridges and all the falls and all that smoke from the water, breaking into the rocks. And we see her standing in one of those bridges, waiting with her package for someone to arrive. and we are not. Lily is not seeing it now, but there are some weird lights at the bottom of the falls near the rocks, like flowing lights, and they are green. So I don't know if someone is going to show up to get the package from her. It is from Lucille Frost, which is the owner of the bed and breakfast. And and the bed and breakfast used to be Lily's house before she was kicked out by the owner. Anyone has any idea who could show up?
I mean, the only one that immediately comes to mind is Zach Watts, the criminal we were just talking about in the previous scene. What he would want from it, an old bed and breakfast, I don't know, but that's an option.
Can I throw a curveball? You
Of course.
say it's from Lucille Frost, and Lucille Frost gave you this parcel, gave Lily the parcel, and asked her to be in this place at this time, and that someone would come and collect it.
Yes.
What if Lucille Frost comes to collect it? But what if there's something strange about her? Maybe it's not the same Lucille Frost. Maybe it's Lucille Frost from the future.
Wow, that would be amazing.
Do we do that?
I think that's a great idea.
Okay, so I'm jumping in, but I'm aware that I'd had a scene with T-Rex. So Penny, if you would like to take the role of Lucille Frost for this scene, please do.
I can if you want to. I'm happy to, but as
I'm trying to share the love.
Okay, I'll go for it then. Yeah. Okay. So, coming up the cliff path towards the bridge on the left, and coming to the entrance of the bridge, you see a figure you did not expect to see, Lucille Frost. However, she looks older than you remember her. It's obviously her, but there's a lot more grey in her hair, and it's pulled back into a tight bun with just a few tendrils round her face, a way she never would have dreamed of wearing it these days. You notice as well that she is walking with perhaps just a little bit of a stoop, a little bit more of a stoop. And as she gets closer and closer, you can definitely see the crow's feet around her eyes. She is about 12, 15 years older than the last time you saw her, which was just when? Yesterday, this morning? I believe that's for me, she says, holding out her hands for the package.
Mrs. Frost?
Yes, of course. Who did you expect?
Well, I don't know. Anyone else? Why would you send a package to yourself?
Don't be ridiculous. I didn't come here for you to ask me questions. Hand it over now.
She hands it over, but you can see her face is very startled, and she's like looking from head to toe to Lucille Frost.
As she takes it with the utmost care. The utmost care. She cradles it to her chest, almost as if it's some precious child. And as she turns and walks away, you hear her whisper, almost croon to it, "I thought you were lost. I thought you were lost. You've returned to me." She walks away.
She walks away. Okay. Do I have some time to say something to her?
Of course, yeah, you can call after her or anything.
Yeah, I'm going to. So Lily yells at her while she's leaving. Mrs. Frost, is this a prank? Are you trying to play with me? Wasn't enough taking my house?
She stops. She pauses. And for a moment you think she's going to ignore you. But then she turns around and with an almost sad look on her face, she says, I suggest that you forget about this. Forget it ever happened and go about your day. And then she turns and she does walk away.
And while she walks away, we see Lily's face get harder and harder. And she thinks to herself, I'm not gonna forget about this.
Amazing. Amazing.
That was a brilliant idea of yours, Darcy. That was great. I loved it.
And you played it,
Yes.
that was so the way you really use the word in there as well. Like we get towards the end, she's walking away. She hasn't said it. Oh my god, she's gonna say it. It was so
I thought you were lost. Yes, that was amazing.
incredible. Excellent. Okay. So we can move on to the final scene of this act, which actually we've got through that a lot quicker than I thought. So maybe we will do 3 acts. Let's see how we go. Who would like to choose? I'm gonna make Chirag choose because Penny was in that last scene. Let's do some more letters. You're really good at finding the words. So here is an A, an I, and an N added to our H, E, A, and F. We've already got a G, an A, L, O, S, T.
I think faint at the bottom. F-A-I-N-T.
F-A-I-N-T. Okay. F-A-I-N-T. We got a little pyramid of letters there. I love that.
Yeah, and there's still giant can become something. N is can be something as well. So that's there. I'm gonna go. Let's go to the big house. Why not? Because that's where we are meant to go. There's gonna be a few characters, so if anyone wants to jump in and grab anyone, by all means, feel free. So Jack is going with his, with his uncle, heading off. His name is on his is on his shirt. Over the sign that said, over the sign that says the name of the company he works for, which is called the X-Turner-Nators, as he stands next to his uncle, who has his name written on, James Turner, who is a larger man who's just very, somewhat similar to Jack, but more, full of life, and more solid. He just seems eternally amused by something, maybe the radio, as they are driving up in the rickety old truck towards the house, and the big house, which is large. I must say, it's like a large. I think it was an old bed and breakfast. I think that was the description of the big house. Or have I got that wrong? Let me find it.
Rings a bell.
Yeah. So yeah, the big house is a big rambling house. It was a gamekeeper's lodge, but it's basically needs some work. It's a big house that kind of needs some work, needs some restoration as they're going in. As they come over, the old man gets Jack's attention, who's like, again, looking at his phone, which he did not charge overnight. So you can see it's low on battery, as he's just like, hey, boy, you got work. I was like, what is it? Again? It's like, Mrs. Watts needs some help fixing this place up. And keeping an eye on the rats. Like, we can't keep doing all these odd jobs. Like, it builds character and frames. So, come on. And as he's dragging Jack reluctantly into the building, it knocks. As he's like knocking on the door to like get attention, Miss Watts, the door just like opens slowly, not locked at all. And says, "Hello, hello." And as he's like looking in, he can kind of see the living room where the TV's been left on, and he can see Miss Watts is face down on the ground, and he's like, "Oh shit! Oh!" And he's like, "Jack, move!" And like gets in there, goes to see her. He's like, "Jack, she's fainted. Call that. Yeah, get the first aid kit. Come on, call that 911." He's like trying to like get her, trying to make sure she's okay. I think Jack sees something in the room, or sees something that makes him concerned, that makes it that he doesn't immediately get his phone. Is there something that anyone thinks he might see or hear?
Maybe someone leaving?
Yeah. I think that makes sense. I think he does see someone leaving. I think from the living room you can kind of see the kitchen, which is the back entrance, and you can kind of see a tall man, just like the back of a tall man, just like heading out the door and just like closing it behind him. As he's Jack like doing the call, he says, hey, who's there? Would the man? I don't think the man would stop. I think Jack says like, there's someone there, and sees his. And he calls 911. He'll call 911, or he tries to, but his phone dies because he spent all night doom scrolling. There's the moral lesson. So I think because Jack is young, stupid, and I'm a terrible writer, he's gonna chase after the big guy. Hey,
That's amazing.
yeah, so he's gonna chase him. I don't know what's gonna happen when he chases after the man who's much bigger than him into the woods, into the back of the house. Yeah.
I don't think he has to worry about that too much. I think he is going to run along the sort of side path, back out the front door, along the side path, through the gate. I'm imagining the big house being surrounded by those stone walls that you only seem to get in the Lake District, where they're just like piles of stones that seem to be holding each other together by chance more than engineering. He goes through the gate and runs past, like, down the field, and the big house backs onto the woods, I think, in our version of this world. And so by the time he is in the tree line, this man has already disappeared, and it's just him in amongst the trees looking around, and it's that camera shot of like the camera is moving as his head is whipping, and it's just several shots in several different directions give the impression that he's looking everywhere, but there's nothing to be seen. This man has just disappeared into the woods.
Yeah. As he's like wondering where it is, again, the cameras are going. We again have that brief someone looking camera, like a low viewpoint looking up. And Jack like turns and he like looks in that direction, like he's about to make eye contact. And then he hears his uncle like, Jack, get in here, get in. Like, oh. And he like turns and he runs back to the house to try and like to go help the old Miss Watts. I think that's enough for the scene, unless we want to see that she's okay. Or I'm very happy like leave it mysterious. Like, is Miss Watts okay?
I have a question. Does Jack recognize the man at all?
I don't think he got a good look at him. I think he saw a big, tall guy, and like he can give that description, so it sounds like Zachariah Watts. But I don't think he got a good look at him to confirm that it was him.
Just a suggestion, you could just poo-poo it if you don't like it, but what if it resembled somebody else in the town, but older?
Okay. Yeah. He could say, looks like a man like that tall. Like, oh, Zach's that tall. Like, no, it wasn't a young man. I saw his hand. Like his hand was wrinkly. It looked like old and leathery. It didn't look like a young man. And like maybe people don't believe him. We'll find out in a future scene. But I think he sees the hand that's closing the door looks older, like old and weathery. So it's like could be an older man. I don't know why old people have become the enemy in this story, but the supernatural is how long they've lived.
Maybe they're not the enemy. Maybe they are secretly saving the town, and we just don't know it yet.
baby. But that's my
Okay.
scene.
That's there you go. I love that scene. Okay, so that is 3 scenes in the first act. We have only 2 active locations remaining, which means that we need to choose one of them to escalate. So when we escalate a scene, you are encouraged to include like the protagonist characters, our characters, as much as possible. In an ideal world, I think we would have all of them present somehow. And what is going to happen is something big that we're going to invite risk. There is going to be some impact that makes things personal for our characters. Something that raises the stakes of this mystery and gets them involved in trying to figure out what is going on. So we have, what do we have? The log cabin?
We have
No,
Ash
Asher
Memorial and the
Memorial.
woods.
And the woods. I want to leave it, the ultimate decision to Penny, because Penny hasn't chosen a scene yet this act. Is that correct?
Yeah, okay. I would like to go for the woods because
Okay, cool.
it feels like things could be, with Promise Falls, with the chase into the woods, things could easily maybe come to a head there.
Mm.
And all of our characters have like a reason to be there as well. So we've all got a bit of a link there.
Cool. Our escalated location is going to be the woods. We don't use a word for this. We don't make a thread for this one. Is that what we decided?
I don't think so.
Yeah, we don't make a thread for the
Okay.
escalated scene.
Cool.
But we try and use our catalysts to draw our characters into it.
That's right. So yeah, we're going to try and rely on our catalysts. What an excellent segue, Penny. Should we all remind ourselves and each other and the audience what our catalysts are? Ellie's catalyst is love, which we haven't really explored yet in this story, so that's going to be a fun one to play on.
Jack Higgins' catalyst, if I didn't make it clear, is jealousy.
Mm.
And Lily Smith's catalyst is disobedience, which we saw at
A little
scene.
bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
And Zappy's catalyst is curiosity.
Ooh, very cool.
That's a great one for mystery.
Mm-hmm. Okay, Penny, do you want to open this scene then?
Okay, so we start the scene. I'll start the scene with Zappy. And Zappy is riding Bo, her horse, his grey horse, through the woods. Casually riding through, but Bo doesn't seem to be happy. As we watch them ride, but it soon becomes apparent that Bo doesn't want to go for his usual walk in the woods. He's stamping, he's stepping backwards a bit, and he seems to be a bit unhappy. So Zappy gets off, she dismounts. They stroke Bo's neck and say, there, it's all right. It's all right, Gigi, it's okay, come on. And as Zappy is leading Bo on through the woods, they meet Jack, who is out of breath and has just obviously been, running perhaps. And Zappy says, hey, are you all right? Shouldn't you be at work?
Miss Watts, she fainted. I've been trying to get... Please tell me you have a phone.
A phone? Yeah. But Jack, you're always on your phone. What?
That's the issue.
They hand it over and give him the phone.
Yeah, he saying I got a call, and he's saying out loud Miss Watts, she passed. Please, 911. Miss Watts fainted. I got my uncle's looking after her. She seemed okay. Please send ambulance, and yeah, please send her as soon as you can. I hope she's okay. He's okay, good. Thanks. She's Miss Watts. I think somebody did something to Miss Watts because I saw someone sneaking out of the house.
You saw someone sneaking out of the house? Where did they go? Didn't you chase them?
I Of course I chased them. I went in. They went into the woods. I went deep. Yeah. And he says, looks a little bit. Honestly, I'm lucky I ran into you. I was kind of still. I went in to make sure she's okay. We propped her up, but I went looking there. There's no sign of this person. Whoever this old person is, I have no clue.
An old person, and they outran you.
Okay, now I feel you're. Not all of us have horses, okay? Some of us live in the 21st century.
You need to get out more, Jack, and off your phone. But this is bad. We need to find out what's going on. Should we go back to the house? And as they're talking, maybe you two come up. Or one of you.
Maybe, Ellie, we've met later, and I was telling you the story how Lucille, just showed up, and it was very weird.
Yeah, I think maybe Ellie is supposed to be leading a hike through the woods, but has texted Lily to be like, come join this hike and we'll just chat as we're walking along.
So I'm power walking right beside you.
Ellie's got like a protein bar and a bottle, and she's giving it this. And you can see, you see the two of them walking down the trail, and behind them, a couple of yards behind them, you see like a little gaggle of tourists who are staying at the camp, who are trying to follow her, but also struggling to keep up. And some of them are just taking photographs and just taking in the woods around her, not paying much attention. So the two of them come striding up, and they're like deep in conversation. And they pull up short and say, "Oh, what are you two doing here?"
I just had to call an ambulance. Miss Watts down. We fainted, or I might be worse. She fainted.
Oh my gosh!
Someone snuck out of her house.
Have you called the ambulance?
Yeah, just now. Passes the phone back.
Oh gosh.
Thank
okay,
you.
I've got a first aid kit. Shall I? She's already taking her backpack off and taking out supplies for anything that you can imagine. She's prepared for every situation. She's got a full med kit in there.
Of course you have a full med kit. Great. Amazing. Fantastic.
Always be prepared.
Sure.
Were you not a scout?
For like a day, but...
Oh yeah, I remember that day. That was a good day.
Okay, we don't need to bring that up.
I will tell the story later when I will tell it to Miss Watts.
He's pointing. Pointing in that direction as he's dang. Looks over, sees. Did you say Lily was also there?
Yes, Lily is like, "Hi, Bo. How are you?"
You're one of those people who'll say hi to a pet before you say hi to the owner, aren't you? You'll say hi to someone's dog before you say hi to them.
Well, he's sweeter than you.
Not my whole. Okay, we don't. Looks at Bo. Okay, that's true. Still hurtful. Have you seen a tall man, old hands, wearing a black jacket? I think he had a gold necklace. It seemed very inappropriate for the weather.
No, why?
I saw someone sneaking out of Miss Watt's house, and we found her fainted.
Oh, it was this man you saw leaving.
Yeah.
And you weren't able to keep up with the old man.
It's just catching strays left and right.
No, it's just targeted at this point.
This isn't even praise.
I'm sorry. You had a rough day, Jack. I'm sorry. What is it with old people in this town today? What is happening?
What do you
Has
mean?
there been something else with old people today?
Well, I was telling Ellie that Lucille Frost appeared out of nowhere to get the package. She told me to deliver, but she looks much older, like 20, 30 years older, like gray hair older.
Maybe it's the stress of running her new business, her bed and breakfast.
I hope so.
Right, because I used to be your house.
Yes, it used to be my house, check. Yeah. We all know that.
Yeah.
Into this awkward conversation, Ellie comes back. She's like, okay, the ambulance is here. I need to go and take care of my hikers. And she points to where the group were before, and there's no one there. Where did they go?
Where did they go?
I didn't even hear them make a noise. People are disappearing left and right. We should try and find them. Do we want to make this the risky draw?
I feel like this is inviting risk 100%. So the way that we invite risk is when something that could potentially go very wrong happens, we draw a deck from the risk deck and we compare the suit to the suit of our escalated location, or the active location at the time. And then there's a wonderful little table and we'll find out what happens. Ooh. So I pulled a joker and our current location is a diamond. And I don't know what that means.
So joker means draw another risk card and use that suit to judge the outcome. Whatever happens, this event will haunt your memories for decades to come. Why?
Okay. So it's like a heightened version of whatever happens next. Great.
Come on, diamonds.
Okay. Let's pull another one.
Hearts.
Hearts.
Minor
A
positive?
minor positive. Okay. So something slightly positive happens, but it's going to haunt us for decades to come. What on earth could that be that involves all of us?
Goes well in general, but there's an additional problem to solve. I have one idea, but it's probably a bad one. Because it doesn't go with the idea of someone from the future. We
can have multiple supernatural threads. We don't have to resolve them all.
Yeah, it's just the first episode of the series.
Yeah. We've got to build up all of the threads that are going to be evolved over like 3 or 4 seasons. We want this thing to get picked up.
We could find them close by, but something's different about, like, they've also fainted, but they also look older. For example, something's happened that it looks they've been drained and that thing. Like, you're also looking after OP. Like, no, these were supposed to be. I was looking after a group of teenagers, or something, or like something like that. I'm like, they don't look like teenagers. They don't even look like CW teenagers.
Yeah, I like that a lot. So yeah, there's like a frantic montage, like more of those head whipping camera movement shots, close-ups of feet running through the forest, and there's just this elevated drum beat soundtrack as people are running around trying to find these hikers. And eventually, yeah, we discover them. Maybe they have fainted, and as we kind of start bringing them round, do you think we see it happen right in front of us, this like draining effect, this aging effect?
Yeah, I love that.
We can. Do we want to be that it's someone draining them, or that they just are losing their youth in front of us? Or something draining them?
Ooh, something. What could the thing be? We find the statue. We find the statue in this hidden glen in the woods, and this is where they all are. And every one of them has a hand to it, and they're like dazed look, glazed eyes, not really conscious of what they're doing, but as they stand there, you can see them physically withering right in front of us.
And there are a lot of green lights around them at the same time.
And the statue is glowing, almost seeming like it's coming alive. Maybe beneath the stone of the statue, there's a fleshy glow. Life is coming back to John Asher.
Oh my god!
And that's when it cuts to commercial break. That's so perfect. Incredible. All right, amazing. I want to find out what's going to happen next, but we're going to take a quick commercial break. You should all take a break as well. Hydrate, stretch, go and do all those good, important things. Watch our adverts, hit all the links, go and support all the people. Go find the Kickstarter. It launches on September 2nd. Go find it. If it's before that date, pre-follow it. If it's after that date, what are you waiting for? Go and back it. Back it right now. We will see you in 5 minutes. Welcome back, everybody. Hope you had a good break, and I hope you're as excited as we are to dive back into this mystery and see what happens next, because we don't know. That's the brilliant thing. We've got no idea. It's very exciting. Or maybe I just need to get out more. So after our commercial break, we recount what just happened. Would somebody like to just give us a brief synopsis of the first act of this first episode of Asher's Ridge and let us know what has happened?
Sure. We discovered that Lily Smith has been delivering a box from her employer / person who's giving her commands, Lucille Frost, on top of the Pumice Falls. But it turns out that it's to Lucille Frost. But Lucille Frost herself seems older than when she had recently seen her, 12, maybe 15 years older, and just gave her the warning, don't, forget this ever happened. But of course, it doesn't seem that Lily is going to do that anytime soon. Meanwhile, Ellie Wilson has been going, is taking her hikes as part of Ultimate Trials and is leading a new group of young people. However, the sunset hikes have been cancelled until further notice. Zappy is traveling with her with their favorite horse, Bo. Well, arguably favorite horse. I think all horses are lovely. Who seems to know that something weird is going on. Meanwhile, there's investigation into the missing statue of the founder, John Asher. The sergeant suspecting Zach Watts, recently paroled or pardoned criminal, of it. And last but not least, Jack and his uncle discovered that Miss Watts has fainted, and Jack chased after what he saw to be an old man who was leaving the house, but lost him. And then, when all four met each other, they discovered a group of missing hikers who seemed to be aging in front of their eyes as their hands lay on the missing statue of John Asher, which is starting to give a kind of fleshy glow. I don't know how to describe it, but that's for the CGI artists.
Excellent. Perfect. So during the commercial break, we have redealt our cards. We took the discarded location cards, we shuffled them up. We put one in the location deck, one in the risk deck, and one into one of those two decks of our choosing. I think I put it in the risk deck. And then we shuffled them all up again. And now I've dealt out 5 new locations to be our active locations for the second act. Now, normally a game of Asher's Ridge would play out 3 acts. Just because of our timings here, we're only going to do 2 today. So it's going to really ramp up in the second act. So the locations that we have available, we have the 7 of Hearts, which is the Brightwater Sailing Club. We have the 6 of Diamonds, Brightwater Lake. The 3 of Diamonds, the Nature Trail, and the Ace of Diamonds, the Ultimate Trails Campsite, where Ellie works. And then finally, we have the 10 of Spades, Ridge Radio. So any of those can become our locations for this act. It hasn't come up, but because we shuffled some locations back into the location deck, you can get repeating locations. So that can create some real drama when you go back to where things have gone down before. We go again to our letters. This time, because we have already escalated one location, we only draw 2 letter tiles this time. So we already have an H, an E, and an A. And we are going to add a K and a J. Would anybody like to volunteer to frame the first scene? We do get 1 each per act, so you will get to do one. Would anybody like to do theirs first?
I can see the word heal is there.
Yes.
And I think a scene that makes sense after the nature trial, all those people have gone, whatever happened to them might be going to where Ellie works because she was in charge of them. So it kind of makes sense that they would take it at her with her infinite backpack of medical supplies and being preparedness.
I really like that.
And also an ambulance is nearby.
That's true.
either they're there, or she's
Mm.
explaining to her boss what the heck happened.
That's true.
Whichever is worse for Ellie.
I will also float that I can see this is a real cheat. We've got the word lake potentially being made. And one of the locations that we just drew was the lake. Is that cheating? I don't know.
I don't think it is.
It feels like it is. But yeah, no, I'm happy to go with either of those if anybody has any strong feelings either way.
It's a supernatural game, so you could say that
Mhm.
Lake has been put there by the supernatural to lead us down that path,
Essentially.
if you wanted to.
Or maybe
Or
you
would it-
could use another location to point at the lake
Mm.
later.
Yeah, the word lake comes up, and that's why we're investigating Brightwater Lake.
Go
and
to the
Brightwater
lake.
Sailing Club. Yeah.
Cool. Let's do that. Let's do Lake. Lake. So, of those locations that I previously read, we've got Ultimate Trails campsite. That would still make sense to go there as a fallback, a regroup of all the campers and things. So that would make a lot of
Yeah.
sense. We've got the nature trail. We got the lake itself, but we've agreed we're going to save that one.
The radio place.
The radio place. That could be an interesting one. And also we've got the sailing club, which does kind of tie into the lake as well. Shall we go with the campsite to begin with? And then I think I don't know about everybody else, I've already got several ideas like for all those other locations for scenes afterwards, but I think given the timing and what's just happened, I think Ultimate Trails makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Cool, let's do that. Anybody want to jump in and start the scene? I think we're all going to be there for this one, aren't we? If it's everybody who has been involved in that incident.
Yeah. I think the question is, did I assume we left the statue? It's not like the statue got up and walked away. We're just kind of like,
Or did it?
did it? I don't know. You tell us. We basically cut to the commercial break. So what are we explaining to the audience? What happened?
Yeah, I think it will be a scene of people, some of the hikers kind of making their way back into their campsites. Ellie being dressed down by Mr. Knightley for having lost this group of hikers in the first place, getting a really good telling off. And the kind of conversation of her recounting what had happened, but looking really really upset, really shaken, and really embarrassed that she was too busy talking to Lily and didn't see where this group went. I think she's going to carry a bit of guilt with her about the fact that this might have been her fault to a degree.
Do you want me to voice Knightley while you're having this telling off?
Sure, go ahead. Yeah.
You abandoned a whole group of hikers to what? Talk to your girlfriend? That's not acceptable.
I didn't abandon them. They were right behind me, and I had instructed them to follow me. But you're right. I should have kept a better eye on them, and I'm really sorry.
Instructed them to follow you. You took your eyes off them. They were teenagers. They couldn't listen to anything. Clearly, neither can you. Oh my god. And now what's going on? Now you're telling me that what happened? They were touching something. This sounds very disturbing. Whatever you're describing.
It wasn't a prank or a cult thing or anything. I don't know. They say that they didn't know where they were. We kind of got them away from the statue. They were all holding the statue of John Astor that had gone missing.
Oh,
It
that
was
statue,
there
the one that you said is there. Well, we asked them. We've had other people look over there, and what do they all say? There's nothing there. So clearly, either they were on drugs or you were on drugs. And I can't believe all of you people having drugs this early in the day. This is not the time to have drugs.
There was no drugs involved. They were there. Jack Higgins saw it, and Snake Mary saw it. It wasn't just me. It wasn't just Lily.
Oh. Jack Higgins can't see shit without looking up if it's not on his phone. And I don't know. I've never needed to hang out with anything that didn't walk on four legs. But fine. Those are your credible sources. Then where's the statue?
When we left, it was still there in the clearing.
Okay, fine. You Yeah, and it looks over. I should probably just fire you, but this is honestly the first fuck up you've ever done, and I'm a generous person. I like to give people second chances.
Thank you.
Yeah, but I don't want to see you get in my. I don't want to see you for the rest of the day. Go. I've got to explain this to him.
Swim class.
A swim class. Oh,
I have to take a swim class down at the lake.
at the lake. Can I trust you to handle that? Handle
Yes.
Whitewater Lake
Yes.
Captain? Okay, fine. All right. Just, I don't want to hear anything. Okay? Nothing. This is going to ruin our reviews. It's going to tank our reviews. Get out! And he like rushes
Sorry.
out of his head.
Scurries out.
I think Lily's waiting on a corner, and she puts her head out and she's like, "Hello, sir. I have a package for you."
You saying that to Mr. Knightley?
Yes.
I think he said loudly enough that everyone could hear it. So he's like, Okay, what package do you have for me?"
I don't know. I'm just a courier. And she delivers the package, you know.
Yeah, it looks like. Oh, this. Okay, all right, fine.
Yeah, please sign this.
Yeah, he gets out pen, he scribes it, goes into like, get, and like, like, look, and he says, "Wait, are you on drugs?"
No, I'm not.
Is Ellie on drugs?
No, of course not. She takes her job very seriously.
All right, fine. I don't want to hear this. And okay, all right. Yeah, all right. Get out. I gotta
Have a good day,
deal
sir.
with this. You have a good day. And he like looks at this package that you've lent, like lingering on it. But the camera cuts back to whatever the heck you guys are doing.
I looked at Ellie and I say, without saying words, just moving the mouth.
I think that she will like start heading towards. There will be a path from the campsite to the lake because it's where all the water activities take place, and she'll kind of beckon you to follow. And as soon as the two of you are on the path and outside of the campsite, she'll just sort of turn and like just collapse into your chest and just start crying.
And she's holding you and, just caressing her back and saying, "Oh, everything's going to be okay. It's not your fault."
It was my fault. I should have taken better care of them.
And she holds your arms and looks at you and say, "Ellie, those teenagers turned old out of nowhere. How is it your fault?"
They wandered off. They shouldn't have been anywhere near that statue. I don't even know how that statue got there. I should have paid attention, and I'm really lucky that I still have a job right now, so I'm gonna go and keep doing it. I really love this job. I can't lose it. Thank you for being here right now, but I have to go. I have to go and focus on this. I'll have to talk to you later.
Yes, I know. I won't distract you anymore. Call me
Thanks.
if you need it.
Sure. She'll give you one last like squeeze and then start running off down the path. Okay. Who would like to frame the next scene? Let's get you some letters with which to do it. Oh, we've already got an H and a J. We're going to add an N and a U. Oh, it's getting harder. Could use the fun from the F from faint and do fun. Or do we think that we can't make a word right now and we need to get sidetracked?
I mean, hen is there, but there's not really a farm. But I mean, you could just call someone hen. That's like a very common
That's
thing.
true.
I have a power.
We could showcase getting sidetracked.
Yeah, let's get sidetracked just for the heck of it.
Yeah.
So when we feel like we can't make a thread from the letter pool or the options are not appealing, I think that's accurate, you draw an extra 3 letters. So we get to make life a little bit easier for ourselves. We're also going to pull an A, a G, and a T. So those are great letters. We're then going to form a 3-letter word from the letter pool, but we're not going to connect it to the rest of the words. This is going to be a separate pool off to the side. And when we frame a scene using the active locations, we're going to add it to the stack of escalated locations, but the scene that takes place there is not going to be connected to the overarching plot. It's just like an interlude, a red herring, a B plot, something else that is going on in Asher's Ridge. So, what word do we think we can make from those letters? Hopefully we can.
Jag is there. Hun is still there. Dan, Than, so Dan is also there.
What
Jam,
about
Hug.
H-U-T, Hut is there?
Hut
Did you
is
say
there.
Jug?
Hug is
Hug?
Jug. Hunt is there.
Hunt's a good one.
And Thug.
Oh, that is a good one. Given all the animal descriptions that we've previously had, that is interesting.
That's true. Penny, you weren't in the last scene. You haven't had a chance. Would you like anything coming to mind?
I feel rather drawn to Hunt, but I can also see Nag, and I've got a bit of an off the wall idea. So I'm going to go for Nag, and as this is not related to anything else, I'm going to go for. Did we have the sailing club?
We did have the sailing club.
As one of our
7 of hearts.
Because I can't really see how the sailing club fits into the plot that we've got going. But I have got a little bit of an idea. So let's go with that.
Go for it.
So after the whole scene in the woods and everything, obviously Bo is very shaken and Zappy is very shaken. I'm guessing that Jack maybe went back to work, and Ellie and Lily have gone comforting each other, and they've had to go back to work as well. So Zappy is going to give Bo a bit of TLC, and she's going to walk him down another of his favourite routes, which is away from the woods, away from the place where he feels a bit creeped out, and down to the Sailing Club Lake, which is not a place where many people in the town are welcome, because it tends to be a place where people from out of town who have a lot more money than the people in the town like to go and do their boating and their yachting, and they just come down at the regatta weekends or on a sunny weekend to bask in the luxury of their private yachts and things that they've got. And all the locals who, have every right under the sun to be there, often have to suffer quite a lot of rudeness and abuse. So Zappy knows this is the situation, but frankly, she doesn't care. So he's going to take Bo down and maybe be a bit antagonistic to the boaters down there to calm down and cathart a bit. Cullen Worcester is there, polishing his boat with his little champagne there on tap, and his nose just turns up as he sees locals coming. Oh, locals with a nag, the filthy beast, near my boat. Would anyone like to be Cullen?
I think I would love to be Cullen. I'd love to be an uppity toff. Oh, what? I didn't realize they were letting people like you in here these days. If you brought that beast to wash it, perchance?
I wasn't thinking of washing him actually, but now you mention it, he has been out in the mud, in the woods. He probably could do with a bit of a sloosh. And he leads Bo into the water, encouraging the horse to splash around and to soak the nicely polished yacht in filthy horse water.
No, not near me, not near the Mr. Beaumont, my beautiful boat. I just had it waxed.
I'm sorry. I can't hear you. You'll have to speak up a little.
Dear me, this is not what I pay my doc fees for. And he's like looking around for somebody to come and make this not be happening.
Okay, so Bo is having a wonderful time catharting the muddy water all over the ship. But suddenly, Zappy is in the water with him. Zappy feels something nudge against their leg. Something heavy. Something that feels like a dead weight, almost like a tentacle or something. And they freeze. And because they're curious, they reach down into the water to see what it is. Am I inviting risk here?
Definitely. I reach into the water to grab the tentacle. Yes, Penny, I would say so. So you are currently at the lake, which is a diamond? No, a heart. And your risk card is the King of Clubs. What does that get us?
Minor negative.
Minor negative. So yes, so we've got the Seven of Hearts, and we pulled the King of Clubs. That gives us a minor negative. The action ends poorly, Penny.
Oh no!
The characters' lives become more complicated, and there are more problems and questions raised in addition to everything else that's going on. I don't think we could have drawn a more perfect result, to be honest.
Okay, so as Zappy reaches down into the water, they feel this something wrap around their arm and pull them under. And to Cullen, standing on the deck of the ship, Zappy's gone under. I guess the question is Cullen like, good riddance? Or is he like, maybe gonna help?
I was gonna ask.
Or is there someone else on the bank maybe who might?
I think
I
think it's obvious who.
Quickly check a line, lines and veils about drowning. Is that a line for anybody?
It was a line for me, but I realised I've just introduced it myself.
Your fears.
If it wasn't a line for anybody else, if it was only me, I'm okay because I'm in control of this. But obviously, if it's a line for somebody else, then
I'm okay.
It's near the top, I feel like. But then, Penny, you don't have to be. Zappy doesn't have to be actively drowning. Like, it can be a quick dunk and a shock. If you're more comfortable with that, for sure.
Or maybe now they're in another dimension. Go somewhere else.
Yes.
Sure. I think the person who notices and makes the most noise about it is, of course, Bo.
Yes.
would anyone like to do both?
Nay, nay, nay.
My word. I don't think he's just gonna leave Zappy to their fate. I think he is gonna be like, really should get somebody down here. But he's not gonna move, because this is where his champagne is.
Should we have a Bo rescue moment? Do we want the horse coming to the rescue?
Yeah, that's very Lord of the Rings.
There's two ways it can go. Either Bo rescues you, and then you're like, what have I seen? Or alternatively, somehow you end up in the next location. If we're going with that, you were pulled in a new dimension. You were pulled out somewhere else.
Let's do that. I love that. Yeah, let's do that.
It's such a red herring. I love
Yeah.
that. Like, Zappy, how did you get here? Tentacles.
Bone dry as well. Bone dry.
Yes.
The tentacles lead me to the plot. That's what's going on.
Yes, and Bo is gonna go back home.
Bo knows the way.
Bo will be fine.
Next scene, we need some more letters. We've got a T, an H, a U, and a J. We're going to add an E, another T, and an F. In fact, that was probably too many letters.
We have one escalated. So
yep. Let's
Yeah.
take away the T. Let's pretend that we just drew the F. Okay, so this now, I believe, should connect to the main feed. So we've got a K and an E to play with. We've got an F, an A. What can we make?
I mean, fate is there, but that just is on a
Fate
couple of other stuff.
Is there?
But I turned gas into F gas.
I quite like Fate. I think it could tie in quite nicely with the future people and the time travel and the coming back to life. I think we could make that work.
Okay. So F above the A of a lake.
Yeah, we're playing fast and loose with how Scrabble should work.
No.
Oh,
above
you mean that
lake.
one?
Yeah.
That makes more sense. Yeah.
T E.
Cool.
Yeah.
And then our active locations. We've got the radio. We've got the nature trail. And we have got the lake. Yeah, am I good to take this scene? Because I think I can tie a couple things together here and make it work.
Do it.
Cool.
Yes.
So yeah, I'm going to take the lake because that is where my character was about to head. So that does make a heck of a lot of sense. So after we see Zappy's swimming lesson, we're going to cut across to the other side of the lake. I think the camera literally follows Zappy's underwater pull and then just continues to glide across the surface of the lake until we reach the other side. And we come to a sort of sandy, beachy area with a lot of kind of those nice rounded rocks and pebbles that you get on a lake shore. And it's full of teenagers and families and corporate retreats, people who are here to enjoy kayaking and sailing and lake swimming. And we cut through all of them and we spot Ellie just coming to the end of the path. She's had a walk, she's ran a little bit of the way, so she's flushed and her face is clear of tears. She made a choice when she left Lily. She kind of chose this job and chose to focus, and that's kind of the look that you get. I'm going to take this seriously. I'm not going to muck around anymore because people rely on me. So she starts wading in. She starts finding the people who are there for her class, and she begins getting people ready, teaching them the rules, telling them what to do, where the course is, and she sets them off. And everything's going really well for a while. They're swimming in the lake. She joins in. We'll say she has her suit. She's ready to go. Even in the summer in the Lake District, I think it's advisable to swim in a wetsuit. So that's probably what she does. And yeah, she is focusing on her job, focusing on the water, and trying to leave all those traumatic events behind. And then Zappy's on the shore. All of a sudden, St. Mary is there, waving at Ellie.
More like this.
And there's a look from Ellie of she's shaking her head and pointing at the swimmers. She's like, "No, I'm busy. I'm busy."
St. Mary will be like, no, come here.
We could go back and forth like this a few times, I think.
Okay.
Ultimately, though, I think I feel like Zappy would escalate until Ellie paid attention. I'm going to start harassing people. I'm going to start nagging people on the shore and making a problem until you come and deal with me. So yeah. Ellie's like, okay, I relent. And she makes her way out. In fact, she calls a break. She makes everybody get out because she's not repeating the same mistake. She says, "Everybody, let's take a water break. 5 minutes. Everybody out." A lot of people grumble about taking a water break. We're in the water, but she makes her way over to him and says, "What is it? I'm busy."
I was going to tell. I'm so glad you got everyone out of the water. I was trying to tell you, get them out of the water. There's something in the water. I don't know, a giant squid, a kraken, octopus. I don't know. It sucked me under and it spat me out here on the lake. Look, I'm bone dry. Look at me.
I can see that, Zappy. I can see that. If this is a joke, if this is a story, this is not the time.
Have you forgotten what just happened to us in the woods?
No,
Have
I
you forgotten?
haven't. And I
Are
don't
you
see.
trying to restory it as we imagined it or something?
No, I'm not. No, I'm trying to focus on what is happening here and now. I got into so much trouble off of Mr. Knightley. I have to take care of these people.
You have to
I
take
can't.
care of them, yeah. And there's something in the water, and they're in the lake.
I am not going to let them come to the same fate as befell those poor other hikers, because that was my fault. I'm going to watch these people and take care of them. There's nothing in the lake, Zappy. The problem was in the forest.
You want me to prove it to you?
Sure, go ahead.
Okay. Here we go. And Zappy walks back into the lake, shouting, "Come and get me! Come on, tentacle kraken creature! I know you're in there!" And splash in the water and try to reach down and get this thing to, make an appearance.
Mm-hmm.
Is this an invite risk?
Definitely.
Or it's funnier if nothing happens.
It is funny when nothing happens.
Potentially. I think given that it was a red herring, like it was being sidetracked, technically it shouldn't have anything to do with it. I just would love to see what happens if you do invite risk. But for the sake of speed, let's just say it. Nothing happens. There is people like launching their boats and giving you the side eye. What is she talking about? Is there a kraken in here? No, little Jimmy, there isn't a kraken in the lake. Don't worry. Okay. Ellie comes and like grabs him by the arm and pulls him out. You are scaring the customers. This is ridiculous. Look, I'm sorry. I know what happened was a lot, and I don't understand it either, but this is not the way to get to the bottom of it. This is not the time.
Right. Zappy reaches inside his backpack and takes out a small lump of charcoal. A small lump of charcoal. And says, "Take this. Take this." Puts it into your palm, closes your palm over it. "This is a little god that came out of the fire. Now, my gran swears by them. Personally, I think it's a pile of shit. But if anything's going to protect you, it's the wisdom of my old gran. Now, you hold on to that, put it in your pocket, and maybe, I don't know, maybe it will do something. Maybe it won't. But I'm going home to get changed now because I am wet."
I think she'll like grab the hand just before like you start to walk off, and she grabs you to stop you. Like, this isn't the time, but there will be a time. I want to know what happened. I want to get to the bottom of this. Are you with me?
Of course I'm with you. And he'll pull her into a hug. Just a little, like, a side hug, if that's all right with you.
Yeah,
That's
sure.
that. Off he goes to get changed.
She looks at the lump of charcoal for a long minute, and then she goes and like tucks it in the pocket of her jeans that are just laying out on the pebble beach. Right. Okay. Turns back and commences to continue with her swimming class. Gets back to it. We have one more scene for Act 2, and it needs to be an escalation. So we have the radio and the nature trail remaining. And we're going to draw 2 more letters.
We haven't seen Jack since the break.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But I have a question. I have an action, attitude action, something like this.
Yeah.
Like a power in my... How this works?
I haven't yet used them. So yours is cynical.
Cynical, yes.
You decide that this is useless. You discard all the tiles in the letter pool and then draw 4 letter tiles. The next scene any character plays must invite risk.
Yes, I was thinking that maybe we are already inviting risk.
Mhm.
So maybe if we think the letters are not helping,
Yeah,
we could draw more. No.
I love that. I love the idea of that being the outcome of Lily disbelieving everything that has happened, of seeing all her friends going to pieces and wondering what this great supernatural mystery is. Just be like, this doesn't make any sense. I don't know what you're all doing. And wading into danger. I love that. So let's draw the two letters that we were going to draw, and then we can decide if we want to use that power. So we already had an H, a U, and a J. We're going to add an R and another H. That's pretty rough.
I've got one word, but if you want to get rid of them, you can.
Pitch us the word.
It's just her. Her.
That's pretty good.
Yes, that's pretty good.
Okay.
Do you want to
Sure.
do this, Chirag?
Yeah, I think you should.
Yeah.
All right.
So this
Yeah.
is the escalation at the end of Act 2. You
Yeah.
must invite risk.
The ambulance has come. They've made out that that Miss Watts is okay. He's answered questions, but now he's kind of gone back to the nature trail because he also saw the statue. He's there. He's got a power bank from home, so he can have something on so his phone can work. And he's kind of just like looking around for any sign of like where that statue was, and because he is the worst person, he is filming it with the idea that he will edit it into something interesting to be an interesting person online, make an interesting video out of it, and also evidence. That's what he says, but it's not what he means. He's like looking around, that area where he found it with all those people there. And he's like, "Hey, come on, where is it? I'm not seeing things. I'm not slow. I'm not slow. It was just early morning, and the guy had a head start at me, and just, like I keep fit. I did the swimming once or twice at the lake. It's just very exclusive. They don't like locals going there." And he's just whinging on the line as he's like going around. And then suddenly he stops. He hears something behind him. He like turns around, startled. And like he's just like, okay, there it is. And perhaps as the he's like, the camera again has that angle. It's looking at him. He says, he looks up like, wait, it's it's you, Lily. And it's like, Lily's in the scene as well. Lily's probably also might have been looking around in this area. Like, what are you doing here, Lily?
Well, I was trying to do my job, but after everything that happened, that became very difficult. I'm worried about
Why do you
Ellie.
work for? Yeah, that's fair.
I'm sorry.
I gotta ask though, why do you work for her, Miss Lucille Frost?
I only do side jobs for her, because when you
Could she just have to pay your health insurance?
Well, when your parents suddenly disappear and you didn't have a job and you suddenly have no house and no anything, you need to do everything you can to have some money to survive. You know that, right?
Yeah. Of course I do.
Sorry.
It's
I
fine.
tend to get nervous.
Hey, it's okay. You want to vent? This is a venting zone. I am Mr. Vent. I understand. I get it all the time. What are friends for if not to complain about how shitty life is?
Yeah, I'm going to complain now. If that's
good.
okay.
This is a complaint. Go for it.
Okay.
I'm going to look for the statue while you complain, but feel free to keep complaining.
Yeah, I'll be complaining while you're looking. So Ellie, I'm worried about her. She thinks this is all her fault. I don't know why. I don't know if she had powers to turn people old all of a sudden.
Please.
Or
Nothing's ever Ellie's fault. She's Miss Perfect. She's got this. If she had magical powers, it'd be like to make ponies into flowers or something wonderful, or vice versa.
yeah, she's amazing and beautiful
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
successful, and she was always a good student.
Okay, I'm turning off the recording. We don't need this. The internet's heard this enough. All right. Yes, we get it. You're obsessed with her. It's wonderful.
I'm not obsessed.
Just-
She's my best friend. I'm worried about
Sure.
her.
Yeah. She's been your best friend for ages because you don't want to push it any further. Yeah, Lily. Go on.
It's not about me. This is not about me. It's about this town.
Oh, it's about her. It's about this town. Sure.
Hard to talk to you, Jack.
Sorry. I'm a dickhead. I always have been. I'm sorry. What did you want to say about this town?
That's okay.
He stops and he sits down, on a stump.
At least you're honest, everyone is always hiding something here. But anyway, this bullshit is happening everywhere. And I want to prove to Ellie it's not her fault. So I'm going to help you look for it. That's it. That was all I was going to say.
Yeah, as you're like... Yeah, Jack is like looking at you, but like his eyes have widened as he's like looking at you as you're like having this talk. And then he's just like making a motion like, no, look behind you. As like, if you do, as the camera kind of slowly turns, with you, you can see
maybe we could do
so. Statue is standing there.
Okay,
yeah. Sorry,
we can do it a little bit different. We can do like you're trying to point at me, and I'm like, what? Is there something in my face? Or you're trying to tease me again, and the danger is lurking closer. And then she slowly
move,
turns.
Lily! It's as you see, the huge statue is just standing there, like huge with that strange light that was there before. The strange, like almost human light coming out of this thing is just even brighter now. And it's like when it moves, it just you don't see the moves, you see the cuts as it's like kind of moving. It's like it's been badly edited, that kind of thing, rather than like or stop motion as it's like doing like, okay, get away from that, get away. I'm inciting risk. Something bad's gonna happen to us probably.
Yeah, I'll hold your hand and run. Just run out of there.
We love a chase sequence. Okay.
As we've established, Jack is not fast, so we're gonna see how this goes.
Yeah.
I'm sure it'll be fine. So you are currently at the nature trail, which is diamonds, and we are going to draw from the risk deck and find ourselves with a spade, the Queen of Spades. That results in a minor negative. I misread the table and I thought it was a disaster, and I got really excited.
Not right now. It's the first episode.
Yeah, but we're gonna end on the cliffhanger. So a minor negative. We'll say that you get away, but some complication arises. I might have an idea, but I think I want to save that idea for the cliffhanger. So if anybody else has got anything, please jump in. But if not, I'll bring it forward.
My only idea of like a minor negative is that it grazes one of us, most likely Jack, because we've established his speed thing. And it's like he thinks he's okay as he's like going away, but he is just getting sicker and sicker as like it's going, but it's much slower than than all the people who actively were kind of touching him. That kind of thing. Or maybe as they're running, like he gets that touch, he's that thing, they feel crowded, and then maybe they're rescued, or maybe we just get away. Maybe that's like that's the thing. What do you guys, do you have any better ones? Any other ideas that are alternatives to that?
I like the idea of it affecting you, but only a tiny bit. Like as you say, like maybe it's just your hand that ages or something, or just some small part of you.
Yeah.
But it's entirely up to you.
Just your hair goes white.
Yeah, your hair goes white. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I like
Yeah.
that one.
That's good. So, as it's like going in, grabbing, like, it's like getting in, trying to get both of us. Yeah, we're like kind of stumble. Maybe I trip, maybe I stumble, maybe I push you, like, get away, and it grabs my head, and I start screaming, as it's like holding on, and then just kind of maybe you help get me away. You
Oh yeah,
kick it
of
or throw
course.
something
I'm
at it.
like, hell no, I'm not leaving you. And she grabs your leg and is pulling it back, you know?
And just pull me out of the grip of this thing.
Yes. And I'm like,
this-
come on, get up, let's go.
Yeah. And like he follows, coughing up, coughing up some blood as he's like there running, as the creature just like is facing us as we go off in the distance. And there's that flicker again, and the statue's gone.
And she's looking at you and saying, "You're not gonna leave me here alone, Jack. It's not going to happen. You're not gonna die today. Not today."
Okay, well, only because you asked nicely. And then he passes out.
Damn, I'm going to carry you.
Okay, fantastic. So we have one last scene for this episode, and it's going to be our cliffhanger. We get to look at the threads that we've created and talk about one that we think that we might be the most excited about exploring in a future episode. Which one gave us the most kind of excitement and joy? And then we're going to kind of do a short scene to explore it. We choose an active or escalated location and narrate that scene involving at least one main character who invites risk, and leave an open question at the end of the scene.
Fate is an easy one. Faint kept happening. People kept fainting. If we want to make, Lucille Frost a bigger deal, her is an obvious one for that kind of thing.
I will say that was the one that really made me go, oh, that's cool, when we laid it down. I think that was probably my favorite. So we don't actually have any active locations because we're at the end of an episode. So let's just use one of the escalated locations. We had the woods and we had the nature trail. I think for brevity, I'm just going to make some decisions. I think we're going to go back to the woods, if that's all good.
That's great.
And I think I wonder if it's actually a continuation of the scene that we just saw. So the characters that we are going to evolve might have to be Lily and Jack again, if that's all good. But we can bring some other people in. What if you run from the nature trail and it leads you back into the woods, and the camera is following you over your shoulder, and you're looking back over your shoulder, trying to pick out glimpses of this glowing statue as it follows behind. And just as you think that you've lost it, you find yourself back in a familiar place where you've been once today already. It's the clearing where the statue had originally been. And it's still there. As you enter the clearing, you kind of stop and skid in the underbrush. And you're left standing there in front of it. It's not moving. And you're wondering, has it teleported? Has it jumped ahead of us? Or are there now two of them?
Oh, God. Oh. What's it doing here? Oh, we gotta go. Maybe we can get to Zappy's house. They live near around here, right?
What's the name of the guy at the campsite?
Mr. Knightley?
Mr. Knightley said the statue had disappeared from here. Why is it back?
I don't know. Why is the statue moving? Why does the statue want to eat my soul? I don't know.
Yeah, it's not a good idea for us to be here. Let's go to Snake Mary's house. It's close from here.
We gotta move quietly.
I'm gonna throw an idea out here as well. Penny, which character steps out from behind that statue as they turn to leave?
Lucille.
Nice.
Young Lucille or old Lucille?
That's a good
Old
question.
Lucille.
Why not both?
One from each side.
One from each
In
side, yes.
unison. Where do you think you're going?
And they say it at the same time.
Yeah.
The wives.
And then they say, didn't we tell you to go away and not to meddle?
You can hear Lily starting to say a fuck, and the episode cuts off, you know.
Yeah.
Yes. Perfect. Perfect. Oh my gosh. That was amazing. I love the ends of acts. They escalate and get so interesting. That was so dramatic.
Yeah.
I need to go and lie down now. Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you for playing through that with me, for throwing some incredible ideas out there and some excellent character work. Thank you, everybody, for watching. We probably made several mistakes. We bended the rules a little bit and we made it work for us. But hey, that's how games can work at your table. There was so much we didn't get to, so many ideas that we could have brought to the fore. And if you would like to see those ideas come to fruition, if you would like to see how this cliffhanger resolves, then you should go and back Ash's Ridge on Kickstarter right now. Right now. Stop. Pause this video. I'll wait. Go and back it. Pick it up. It's an excellent, excellent game, and you will have so much fun with it, just like we have. I'm going to go and lie down. I'm going to let everybody say their goodbyes, tell you who they have been, where you can continue to find them and support them, which you should definitely do. I'll try and remember the order that I did it in the beginning. I believe Chirag was first, so please, Chirag, say your goodbyes.
Hello and goodbye. My name's Chirag Aznani. I'm a TTRPG writer, actual play performer, co-founder of Daisies and Dragons. So you can see some of our stuff there. I've been Jack Higgins, the jealous piece of shit who would have died if we kept going. Who knows? And I've been very excited to be on another E4A project. Go find us on Kickstarter. It's a very fun game.
Thank you very much. Penny.
Thanks so much for joining us today. We've had loads of fun and I really hope that you have too. I've been Penny Blake. You can find me on Blue Sky, Penny Blake, simple to remember. I've got nothing to plug. Just have a wonderful night, all of you. Okay.
Amazing. Thank you, Penny. And Flavia.
Thank you, everyone. It was a big pleasure to be here. And you can find me on Blue Sky at Vinhar with 2 A's. And also YouTube and Twitch, where I stream video games and RPGs and conversation about RPGs. So come hang with me when you can.
Amazing. Go and follow all those people. Go and follow all those projects. I've been JC Darcy. You can find me on Blue Sky, but don't worry about it. Follow Euphoria. Follow us on Blue Sky. Follow us on Instagram. Follow us on Twitch. Follow us on YouTube. If you want to see more of this, diverse tables from the European TTRPG scene, playing European written games, created games, published games, the talent here is look at them. Look at them. Look what we just did. This is what we do. If you like it, come follow us, join our Discord, get involved. We want to hear from you. We love the TTRPG scene on this side of the pond. It doesn't get enough love, and that's what we're here to try and spotlight it all. So please come and join us. Please come and support us, and go and support Ash's Ridge. I can't wait to get my hands on a copy. Thank you so much. Good night.
Bye. Bye.